Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss materials, metals and non-metals. This will be your lecture 2 for class 8 subject science. And in the end we will also discuss homework solutions of lecture 1. Topics to be discussed will be chemical properties of metals and non-metals, reaction with oxygen with metals. What is the reaction of oxygen with metals? These all topics we are going to cover today. Now, first, reaction with oxygen. So, what happened when metals react with oxygen? Generally, when metals are reacted with oxygen, they will form metallic oxides. And these metallic oxides are basic in nature. So whenever the metals react with oxygen, they form metal oxides, and these metal oxides are basic in nature. Example 1 is rusting of iron. Rusting, in Hindi we call it jung lag jana. Okay. Following is the reaction to express it. Iron's chemical symbol is Fe, that stands for Fe. Oxygen gas, that is O2, plus water, that is H2O, will give iron oxide, and the chemical formula of iron oxide is Fe2O3. So this will be the chemical reaction for rusting of iron. Here in this picture, you can see the rusting of iron in a chain. These two pictures symbolize that what rusting is. Example 2 is, if a copper vessel is left open in presence of the moist air. Moist air means air with the moisture, with the water. Okay. Then a dull green coating will be observed on it. So if you have any copper vessel at your home, or you have any copper coin at your home, you must have seen this dull green coating on copper. Okay, this is because copper is getting react with the air. The green material is a mixture of copper hydroxide. The chemical formula of copper hydroxide is CuOH2, and copper carbonate. The chemical formula of copper carbonate is CuCO3. Now, what is the reaction? Following is the reaction to express it. That will be 2Cu, means 2 copper, plus H2O, that is water, plus CO2, that is carbon dioxide gas, plus O2, that is oxygen gas, will give you CuOH2, that is copper hydroxide, plus CuCO3, that is copper carbonate. Now here is an example of Statue of Liberty. In 1886, when the Statue of Liberty was made, it was made of copper. But now, if you see it, it is turned to be of green color. Basically, Statue of Liberty is made up of copper. But because of the expression with the air, with the reaction with the air, it is having a dull green coating on it. The other one is one more picture of a copper in which this green coating is being seen. Now, testing of nature of rusting. How can you test the nature of rusting? So for this, we need to collect a spoonful of rust and dissolve it in a very little amount of water. Okay, you will take 1 spoon of rust. You can collect it from any of the rusted iron, either from a nail or from a jar or from whatever, any other thing is getting rusted, like almirahs get rust. So you can, and I gave you an example of chain also. You can collect that rust from the chain also. And then you need to dissolve it in a very little amount of water, that is H2O. The rust remains suspended in water. Shake the suspension well. So you need to suspend the rust in the water, then you need to shake the suspension properly. Next part is test the solution with red and blue litmus paper. See, you know what is litmus paper, which tell that particular thing is acidic or basic. So you will observe the red litmus paper is turning blue. So generally metallic oxides are basic in nature. Okay, so the metallic oxides are basic in nature. This will be proved because of this activity. Again, you can see this activity in this picture also. Okay, in a test tube you have taken a rust with water and you are making a suspension. Before that you have collected the rust in a dish, then you are putting it into the water and making a suspension and shaking it well. Then what is happening? You are taking the red litmus paper and then you are checking it. So the answer will be red litmus will turn blue, and this will be proving that the metal oxides are basic in nature. Now recall the activity of burning magnesium ribbon. The ash obtained on burning magnesium ribbon is dissolved in water and tested for its acidic or basic nature. Is the solution acidic or basic? So before switching to the answer, I just want to confirm it from everyone that magnesium is also a metal, and when we have already studied that all the metals are basic in nature, what could be the answer, right? Moving to the other part, how do you ascertain this? Okay, that is it acidic or basic? You must have observed that the red litmus turns blue. So oxides of magnesium is also basic in nature. In general, metallic oxides are basic in nature. So we can say that all the metallic oxides, either it's magnesium or iron or copper, these all are basic in nature. Okay, this activity you must have done in your class 7. Let me show you the pictures as well. Before that, if you have done this activity, you must have cleaned the magnesium ribbon before burning it in the air. This is because magnesium is a metal and it gets reacted with the air and forms magnesium oxide. So before burning it, we need to remove the oxide layer from the magnesium ribbon. That's why we clean it from a paper. Okay, and that paper cannot be a normal paper. It should be rough enough. Okay, from that rough paper we clean it and we call it sandpaper. Here is the activity. Okay, this activity, this first one, the first picture in the left hand side is showing you a magnesium ribbon. This is how it is appear. It's appear and it is there in the labs. In the second activity, you can see that there is a burner and there is a magnesium ribbon, and that person is handling it with an holder. You cannot direct touch it, and now the magnesium is burning. After this, the ashes which is coming out from the magnesium ribbon will be collected in a dish, and then you can put water on that and you can mix it in the water, and then you can test the acidic or basic nature of magnesium with a litmus paper. Okay, and what will be the answer? Everyone knows this, that it will be basic in nature because all the metals are basic in nature. Homework for today will be solve NCERT questions, that is question number 8. Match the substances given in column A with their uses given in column B. So the first one is gold, iron, aluminium, carbon, copper, mercury. The other part is thermometer, electric wire, wrapping food, jewelry, machinery, fuel. Next question is, one day Rita went to a jeweler's shop with her mother. Her mother gave old jewelry to the goldsmith to polish. Next day, when they bought the jewelry back, they found that there was a slight loss in its weight. Can you suggest a reason for the loss in weight? Okay, this question you need to solve. Now, we are going to discuss the homework solution of lecture 1, which we have done yesterday. So, first question was, which of the following can be beaten into thin sheets? Okay, question was first zinc, option was zinc, phosphorus, sulfur, oxygen. Now the answer is option A. Okay, it is correct. Zinc is a metal that can be beaten into thin sheet. And why is it so? What is the explanation? Malleability is a property that can be hammered or rolled into thin sheets. Metals have this property. Okay. Here phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen are non-metals. So these do not constitute this property. Zinc is a metal that can be beaten into thin sheets. Moving to the next one. Which of the following statement is correct? First, all metals are ductile. Second, all non-metals are ductile. Third, generally metals are ductile. Fourth, some non-metals are ductile. Answer will be option C. Okay, it is correct. Generally, metals are ductile. It is the correct statement. Now, what is the explanation? Ductility is a property that can be drawn into thin wires. Metals constitute this ductility property. For ductile metals, it should be solid, that is hard or soft. Usually, all the metals are generally solid. But mercury is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature. Hence, it cannot be drawn into wires and cannot be beaten into thin sheets. So, this is an exception. Now, question number 5 is, some properties are listed in the following table. Distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of these properties. So, this was the question. In the left hand side, it is written appearance, hardness, malleability, ductility, heat conduction and conduction of electricity. So, these all are properties. Then we need to compare it with metals and non-metals. Here is the answer. Appearance, metals are shiny, non-metals are dull. Hardness, metals are hard, non-metals are soft. Malleability, metals are malleable in nature, non-metals are non-malleable. Ductility, metals are ductile, non-metals are non-ductile. Heat conduction, they are good conductors of heat, non-metals are poor conductors of heat. Conduction of electricity, metals are good conductors of electricity, non-metals are poor conductors of electricity. That's all for today. Thank you.